Hey there, folks, picture this. A guy in a wheelchair, rolling into a small-town animal shelter, not looking for much, just something to fill the quiet that's been eating at him for years. That's Jack Thompson, a retired cop from Willow Creek, Montana, a place where the sky hangs low and gray, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. Jack's life hasn't been kind. 45, hair streaked with gray, shoulders still broad from his days on the force, but his legs? They stopped working after a bust went south 4 years ago, leaving him with scars, inside and out, and the ghost of his old K-9 partner, Max, who vanished in the chaos of that night. Jack wasn't at the shelter for some feel-good moment. Nay, he was there because his therapist wouldn't quit nagging him about the emptiness in his little cabin on the edge of town. The place felt more like a tomb than a home, you know? So he's rolling down the kennel aisle, dogs barking, tails wagging, but his eyes are just drifting, like he's stuck in a memory. Then, at the very last cage, he freezes. There's this German shepherd, beat up, scarred, lying in the shadows like he's given up on the world. Jack's heart skips. His hands grip the wheels so tight his knuckles go white. Those amber eyes, tired but sharp, lock onto him, and Jack whispers, "Max," like he's afraid saying it too loud might break the spell. Now let me back up. 4 years ago, Jack and Max were a team, chasing down leads in the dead of night, Max's paws pounding the pavement beside him. But during a raid on a meth lab, a pipe bomb went off. Boom! Jack's legs were done, his lungs scarred, and Max? Gone. Presumed dead. Jack's never been the same, carrying that loss like a weight he can't shake. So seeing Max now, alive, in this rundown shelter? It's like the universe is playing a cruel trick, or maybe it's something else, something bigger. The shelter manager, Clara, a tough woman with kind eyes and a messy bun, notices Jack's reaction. "You know this dog?" she asks, her voice soft but curious. Jack can barely speak, just reaches through the bars, trembling, and Max, slow, stiff, like he's been through hell, presses his muzzle into Jack's hand, letting out a low whimper. Clara's stunned. "He's been here months," barely moves, snaps at everyone, but not you. Turns out, Max was found limping along a highway, half-starved, scars crisscrossing his flank. Nobody knows how he survived those years, but here he is, staring at Jack like no time's passed at all. Jack takes Max home that day, no question about it. But it ain't all sunshine. Both of them are broken. Jack with his wheelchair and nightmares, Max flinching at every loud noise, like a slammed door or a car backfiring. One night, a storm rolls in, thunder shaking the windows of Jack's cabin. Jack's struggling to breathe, his lungs acting up, his inhalers sputtering empty. He's gasping, clutching the armrest, when Max bolts up, barking like a maniac, then throws himself against the door until it pops open. He races into the rain, straight to the neighbor's house. Jenny, a single mom, and her kid, Tim, who's maybe 11, all curiosity and messy hair. Max is soaked, barking his head off, and Tim, peering out the window, yells, "Mom, something's wrong." Jenny, who's seen enough hard times to trust her gut, grabs Tim and follows Max back to Jack's. They find him slumped, pale, barely breathing. "Hold on, Jack," Jenny shouts, her voice steady but scared, while Tim dials 911, his hands shaking. Max stands guard, growling low, like he's daring death itself to try anything. The ambulance comes, oxygen mask goes on, and Jack's eyes meet Max's as they wheel him out. "Good boy," he whispers, voice weak but full of pride. Word spreads fast in Willow Creek. Max becomes the town's hero, but it doesn't stop there. A few weeks later, Jack's sitting on his porch when Max goes rigid, ears up, growling at the shadows. Someone's creeping around, hitting garages, stealing tools, cash, whatever's not nailed down. Jack's old cop instincts kick in. He grabs the phone, calls the station. "My dog's onto something," he says, voice low, like he's back on the beat. Officer Pete, a young guy who idolized Jack back in the day, rolls up in his cruiser. Sure enough, Max is barking at a guy in a hoodie, scrambling over a fence like a spooked cat. Pete's on him in seconds, cuffs snapping shut. "Got him. Thanks to your dog," Pete calls out, grinning. The town can't stop talking about it. Tim, the neighbor kid, writes this essay for school, calling Max his hero, and it ends up in the local paper. People start leaving treats on Jack's porch, thanking him and Max for keeping the neighborhood safe. Jack, who's felt like a nobody since the accident, starts to see he's still got something to give. He pitches an idea to Clara, a program at the shelter to train broken dogs, ones like Max, to trust again, to find purpose. Max leads the way, showing nervous mutts how to sit, stay, heal just like he did for Jack. One evening, as the sun dips low, Jack's on his porch with Tim, who's tossing a ball for Max. Jenny watches, her tired eyes softening. "You and that dog," she says, shaking her head. "You've given my boys something to believe in." Jack just nods, his throat tight, and scratches Max's ears. "He gave me that too. So, here's the thing, what do you think makes a hero? Is it the badge, the strength, or just showing up when it counts? Drop a comment. Tell me what you'd do if you were Jack, or maybe Jenny, caught in this story. Share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and let's see how far this tale travels.